On today's episode of Culture Rewind, I'm going to take you to a few of the filming locations from the 2001 movie, Donnie Darko. This movie was difficult to understand watching it the first time. It explored many complex themes like free will, destiny, time travel, self-sacrifice and mental illness, isolation, the nature of our reality, as well as the nature of good and evil. And with these deeper ideas came a killer soundtrack. So to give you a little background, this film was written and directed by Richard Kelly. He wrote it after graduating from USC in his early 20s. The inspiration of a jet engine falling into Donnie's bedroom came from a memory of a news report he had seen in his childhood. The news story described a large chunk of ice falling from a jet plane and crashing into a boy's bedroom, miraculously missing the boy. The movie takes place in 1988. Kelly wanted to capture the vibe of the tail end of the Reagan era in suburban America, which to Kelly kind of pushed suburban conformity and suppressed negativity. And we see that in the characters of Kitty Farmer and Jim Cunningham, who embodied hypocritical optimism and hidden corruption. This film was released at Sundance on January 19, 2001. It was released in theaters shortly after 9/11 on October 26, 2001. Now, this release date complicated its initial reception because the jet engine crash imagery unsettled some audiences. But later, the film's cult status emerged through DVD sales and midnight screenings. The story explores the concept of a tangent universe, an unstable parallel reality that Donnie must correct to save the primary universe. The time travel mechanics were further refined through The Philosophy of Time Travel, a fictional text written by Roberta Sparrow. But Donnie and everyone else calls Roberta Grandma Death. Kelly created this to explain the film's rules, and you can understand that a little better by watching the 2004 director's cut. It explains concepts in the book, like the living receiver, which is Donnie, the manipulated dead, who are Frank and Gretchen, and the manipulated living, who is everyone Donnie comes in contact with during his time in the tangent universe. And finally, it explains the artifact, which is the jet engine. Now, I personally liked the theatrical version better because it leaves the story more open to interpretation. I feel like that version invites viewers to interpret its ambiguous events and symbolism rather than give a definitive answer, which is what I love about these kinds of movies. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this story and the questions that it inspires. There are so many ideas and philosophies in it that still resonate with people to this day. Maybe I'll start a series where I break down different ideas in some of these movies, talk about what they can mean and mix it with philosophy. I don't know. Let me know if it's something that you'd like to see on this channel in the comments. Okay, so moving on to the filming locations. We have 6 locations that we'll visit today, and the locations are shown here on the map. First up is Donnie's bus stop.
Under blue moon, I saw you so soon. You'll take me up in your arms, too late to beg you. Cancer, though I know it must be.
We first see this location when Donnie is riding his bike home. We see it again shortly after the engine crashes into Donnie's bedroom, and a couple of times after that. This is at the intersection of Country Club Drive and West San Antonio Drive in Long Beach. Donnie's house, as well as Jim Cunningham's, is close by.
You will wait until you give yourself to him. In scarlet nights I saw you so cruelly. You kissed me. Your lips a magic word. Your sky all hung with jewels. against your will. Through the thick and thin.
Donnie's house is just down the street from the bus stop and a few doors down from Jim Cunningham's house, which we'll get to in a bit. Donnie's dad is out in the front yard with a leaf blower in the beginning of the movie. Now, just the exteriors were used for filming, by the way. The interiors were filmed on a set. We see the front of the house again when Donnie is sleepwalking and coming down the walkway. Donnie stops his bike over here on the side of the house, but that little walkway that you see in the movie is no longer here, but the door still is. The home has since been remodeled and the vegetation has grown, and that balcony that you see in the movie has been removed as well. And there is a plane going by as we're filming this. We also see this part of the house at the end of the movie when Gretchen is in the car and Donnie brings her up to where the portal is forming. And of course, we see the front of the house again at the very end. Now, there are quite a few movies that were filmed in this neighborhood. This house was also used as a party house in the movie The Girl Next Door. After the engine crashes into Donnie's room, the Darko family has to go and stay in a hotel while repairs are being done. The hotel is up in Burbank, and at the time it was the biggest Holiday Inn on the West Coast. It is now called the Hotel Burbank, and you can see the two towers for it coming up on your right. We only get a short establishing shot in the movie, and this is the angle that we see. We are heading over to Middlesex High School. The school that was used in the movie is actually Loyola High School. It's a private, all-boys Catholic school that was established in 1865. In 1911, it became a Jesuit institution, and it's coming up here on your right.
Up against your will, through the thick and thin, you will wait until.
You can see the same letters, IHS, that you see in the movie here in the stonework. In school, Dr. Monatoff introduces Donnie to the book The Philosophy of Time Travel by Roberta Sparrow, aka Grandma Death. Now, many productions have been filmed at this location as well. You might remember it as Corey's High School in Boy Meets World. We are back in Long Beach, and Donnie is walking right here when he finds Jim Cunningham's wallet, and of course he comes back later to burn it down. Now, one thing that I found dissatisfying was that it appears as though Cunningham gets away with his crimes in the movie. And I know that Richard Kelly said that Cunningham ends up taking his own life off screen. But I don't know, in the story, the manipulated living have these vague recollections from the tangent universe. And in the end, we see Cunningham kind of riddled with guilt. Now, he supposedly dies shortly after Donnie, but I don't know. I just found it disappointing. And by the way, this home was also used in the movie Not Another Teen Movie. The Aero Theatre is located in Santa Monica and was opened back in 1940. In addition to Donnie Darko, many other productions like Sleepwalkers, Get Shorty, Masquerade, and 10 to Midnight were filmed here, and it's coming up right over here. Now, at the time of filming, the theater had been closed down and was pretty dilapidated. Thankfully, repairs were made and it was reopened in 2005. And I love old theaters like this one. I have to come back sometime and see a movie here. But that is going to do it for this video. Please let me know your thoughts about Donnie Darko in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.